There are few who have made more of a contribution to the sport and recreation fabric of Berwick than Bill Wilson. As an athlete, organizer, administrator, sponsor, and volunteer, Bill has left his mark on his hometown in ways almost too numerous to count.
Well, I've had the pleasure of knowing Bill Wilson for 40 plus years. Bill and I first met during the curling wars, I guess, and it went on from there. Bill had a very nice way about him. He was very great team guy, but a fierce competitor, and it was which is something that I really admired, that you could combine those two traits.
As an athlete, Bill embraced curling. He and longtime teammate Dave Miller became arguably the best front end, that's lead and second stones, in the province, playing on a number of successful teams. Notable among these teams were a Dr. Ron Thorpe skipped foursome, also including Tom Beattie, Miller, and Wilson, that finished as provincial runners-up 4 consecutive years in the early 1970s. Their runner-up finishes included the 1971 Johnson Cup, the 1972 Provincial Branch Junior, and the 1973 and 75 British Consuls, the precursor of today's Labatt Brier Provincial Men's Championship.
He always had time to stop and talk, and especially to young people, about, well, how's your game? Did you win last night? What was the score? He always had time to talk to people, and that went an awful long way in a small community.
During the same time frame, Bill and Dave Miller also played on a team that included Brian Bethune and his father Rod Bethune. This team also enjoyed its share of success, most notably winning the Western Counties Bonspiel 3 years in a row from 1972 through 1974. In all, Bill played on 5 Western Counties curling champions, an accomplishment that earned him induction into the Western Counties Curling Hall of Fame.
Bill has won 4 Western Counties championships. He's a member of the Western Counties Hall of Fame. I played with Bill at the Quebec International Bonspiel in Quebec City back in the 80s, and we won the major event there at that time. And there were some excellent teams there from all over the world, including former world champions, and that was one of the highlights in curling with Bill.
Known for both his shot-making and sweeping ability, Bill became known as Double Wilson for his ability to make double takeouts when they were most needed.
He got the nickname of Double Wilson because of his prowess at making double takeouts. So Double Wilson stuck. No matter where we went, it was Double Wilson. So we had a lot of fun with that.
Bill was known to the Berwick business community for many years as the owner of Wilson's Pharmacy. In that capacity, he sponsored a variety of Berwick sports teams and sporting events. He was president and past president of the Berwick Tennis Club and was the driving force behind the paving of the town tennis courts.
In the early 60s, I would say, there was a small group that thought they would like to see if they could bring tennis back. And of course, every organization needs a leader. And so Bill stepped up to become president of that first club. And that club was able to get things together, organize the community, fundraise, and build the first 2 courts that you see here. These courts have been here for a long time, and no longer are run by a club, but now they belong to the town, and the town is supposed to be providing tennis. So this court has got to the point where it needs some refurbishing, but Bill was certainly instrumental in making sure we've had tennis here since the 60s up until this point.
He served as vice chairman of the executive and board for the development and construction of the King's Mutual Century Center. The banquet room at the KMCC is named the Wilson Room in recognition of the contributions of Bill and his family. The Berwick Sports Hall of Fame is pleased to induct, as an athlete and a builder, William G. Bill Wilson.